Bo, you want to come up next? All right then, Bo Webb will speak to you next.
Hey, good afternoon, and thanks to everyone for coming. Obviously, I'm not Amy Rist. She's nursing her baby, and then she should be able to come up here and speak. I live in the Coal River Valley, West Virginia. In 2001, February 2001, I had what I considered my dream come true. I sold my small business in Cleveland, Ohio, and I went back to the Coal River, where my roots were and where I grew up at. And it's a beautiful place. And I was there no more than 3 months, and I started hearing this blasting on the mountain up above our home. And I took my ATV and I went up around an old trail to see what was going on, and I was shocked. That's what they were doing. And they were just knocking trees down the mountain with bulldozers and burning them, and burning tires using tires to burn the trees with. It was like something out of a bad science fiction movie. And it just got worse and worse. It became so pervasive over the years that it is literally on top of us and on top of where I live in my entire community. It's a 2,100 acre mountaintop removal site directly above my home. And that goes down the valley probably about 3 miles. And then you might have a patch of trees for 400 or 500 yards, then another huge mountaintop removal site, and just repeats about a 40-mile stretch down that valley. And I don't think it should take the good work of these scientists, and we appreciate their work, but I don't think it should take the work of scientists to recognize what we should all be able to recognize. When you blast, and you detonate 5.5 million pounds of ammonium nitrate and diesel fuel per day, and that is the average that's used in southern West Virginia, eastern Kentucky, per day. And you do that 6 days a week for 15 years. And if you don't think that you're going to start killing people, then there's something really wrong with you. And in this case, the coal industry is well aware of what they're doing. It's not like they're innocent here. You know, if you're involved in an endeavor that is causing harm to another human being and you're not aware of that, well, that's understandable. That's one thing. But when you're made aware, as they have been made aware for at least 3 or 4 years by scientific research, peer-reviewed publications, that your actions is causing great harm to real live human beings, American citizens, and you continue to do that, you've crossed the line. And I think seriously, I think now you're committing a crime. And you know, the coal industry throws back that they need jobs. That's such a fallacy. Mountaintop removal destroys jobs. It doesn't require many people to blow up a mountain. It requires some blasting technicians and bulldozer operators. They're not even coal miners, they're demolition crews. But to continue to do that on a daily basis and put these dust clouds in the air of silica and PAH toxins that human beings are breathing, it's the only air we have to breathe, it's just outrageous, and it needs to stop. It doesn't, mountaintop removal has nothing to do with our nation's energy supply. It has nothing to do with supplying our country with electricity or energy independence. It supplies less than 2% of electricity to this country, and the vast majority of mountaintop removal coal is shipped overseas at great profit. So the people in these communities are paying the price for a few rich fat cats that are vacationing on the Riviera and living high off the hog, and they've been doing this for years. So about 3 or 4 years ago, started to notice some people just dropping, dying. You know, little kids, no discrimination on age, young people, middle-aged people, older people. And you know, I had approached the fighting mountaintop removal through the environmental movement, and I thought that was the way to go. But when you start seeing people die, you realize this isn't an environmental problem. This is a health issue, and it's ramped up. We're seeing increasing rates of people passing away, and just in the last year to 18 months, in my community, I'm aware of 14 people that's died of cancer. 3 of my first cousins that I grew up with have died in the past year of cancer. My cousin, Danny, was a really good guy. He lives closer to the mine site than I do, and I found the day before yesterday, while I was on my way up here, they took him to the hospital. He's got cancer, and he was bleeding. And my other cousin that we grew up with, yesterday, my son told me, my cousin Harvey was throwing up blood. He was going to the hospital. So it just continues to escalate, and it needs to stop. And I was here in November of last year lobbying for the ACAC, and I got home on December the 1st. My wife wasn't feeling good, and we went to the doctor, and she had thrown up some blood, and I believe it was December the 3rd, to be exact. The doctor calls me, went in, and found my wife had cancer. And then on March 3rd, she died. So it takes its toll. And there's nothing we can do about this. It's gone. But you guys and your bosses are in a position to do something about the people that's still there. And I ask you to please support the ACAC and pass this bill and end this tragedy.